All right, so today is February 16th, 2022. Um, right, I'm not really gonna open up NinjaTrade or anything. I'm just gonna talk through. Oh, I can open. No, I can't. I'm just gonna go through what. I mean, I didn't really trade much today. Um, Actually, what's weird is I actually traded the NQ. I just took a very quick scalp on both my accounts today. Made a good profit on it, and then I just stopped trading. And the scalp really was actually. Do you know what? I'll just use TradingView. It's easier that way. All right, so I'll just talk through what I did and why I took the trade because I think that's going to be is useful. So I caught this bear breakout, and I think I took a trade after this bar had closed. All right, so on the ES we had at the time I took the trade, this bar was green. So this is one, two, three, four, bar four. And bar four here is this. All right, so no, it wasn't bar four, it was bar three. And on ES, we were, yeah, ES was a bit weird when I was trading it. This was still green, I think. And NQ was bearish. So I really wanted to get in here. Ended up getting in here. Um, and I had to get out really quickly because obviously the stop was so far away. Um, but the reason why I took it was uh, not because of this bear breakout. I mean, you can see we had a nice drop to this moving average, but I was looking at the ETH, the electronic trading hours, and I noticed that I was watching this overnight. And actually, it was on the ES that everything sort of made sense. So when you look at we had I haven't drawn the channel in, but we have a bull channel here, and this is the first high, second high, this is the third high, so it's a wedge. So I kind of figured that if we have a wedge top, this is yesterday's trading range, we came down, we broke out a moving average and then went high up. It looks like exhaustion, tapped the supply region up here somewhere, and we started to sell off. Then we had a two-legged pullback here, went down, still within a pullback. So if we go say on a 30-minute chart, that's a 3 minute. On a 30-minute chart, things look even clearer. So yeah, I looked at this chart: one pullback, two pullback, three. Actually, this was at the yeah no then yeah. So we had a two-legged pullback, pull down, then came here, formed a wedge, and then started to go down. I noticed that we had this support here, and we broke it. So by the time we were at 9 o'clock, we were already here. Notice we had two legs down, one pullback, two. It's probably a third leg down we're forming, but we had two legs anyway. I thought we are gonna form the third leg in the day, so um, I was ready. I was ready. So my thesis really was that this is the open. Where's the open? This is the ES. So this was on the ES. So on the NQ, this is the same position, right, that we had on the ES. On the NQ, we had this, and I noticed that we had been doing this. We had this massive breakout on this moving average. I didn't actually do this, but I should have. We probably went for a measured move. So if anything, this was a good target. So opening over here, I knew that we should be coming down here. Um, Actually, is that yeah? So that was a target at least, but it was just such a very strong leg. I also looked at the fact that we only had one small pullback here. So I assume that if we have a small pullback on this leg, yeah, fair enough. It looks like we have, hang on, we have one pullback, two pullback, three. Okay, anyway, we had just this small, and we're so far. That's the other thing I looked at. I saw how far we were from the moving average when we broke this low here. Of course, it looked like we could reverse, but I just thought, hang on, we're so far from the moving average. Um, Chances are we're probably going down. I saw this bar. This is 935. I was looking at the ES. 935. The ES had a bull bar, or it was all the way up here, testing this moving average. So it was a bit scary. And I thought, well, this is moving with the ES, but it's looking very bearish compared to the ES. So the ES is probably going to come down. Let's just take a short. I entered short on my smaller account, trading 1 micro or so. And I wish I'd gone into my Apex account because I entered with two contracts, two minis, Um, I didn't get out where I wanted to because my computer was just freezing. I was using a laptop, could not set my exits quick enough, and I just could not concentrate. When I took the trade, I just did it out of quick fingers, FOMO, which is not really the way to trade. And since I wasn't panicking a bit, ideally I would love to come down here, even through this, but I just did not set up the trade properly with the right risk. It was a gamble. Took my profits I think I had up to 1,000, and then it just went back up to about 750. I just took the profits quickly, and I exited the trade, and then we just kind of went down. I kept on watching this throughout the whole morning. I said I'll stop trading at that point. I kept watching it, so the NQ was giving some really nice price action, as it did yesterday over here. It gave some really nice price action. Same thing was happening over here. One pullback, two pullback, three. As you can see, a wedge top, two legs up again, and then a nice fall. The ES was a bit choppy. Um, it wasn't very clear whether this was low, but instead we had low here, a nice wedge bottom, one pullback, two pullback, three. But it's hard to read because you see there's one pullback. This is not this is the same level, so it's not really this level, so it keeps coming down. Two, so one pullback, two pullback, possibly three because this is a new high. It comes down here, it doesn't break this low, and then it goes back up for the final high. So you had a high four, if anything. So this is a really good short. I think I said if I was going to short this, I would put my stop over here. Really, that's really where I should put my stop, here or here. This is the breakout. It's just something I learned, but I normally put my stop here, and I would have been stopped out. Um, Although, if I was going for 1 to 1, I did notice that if I did short the first, I think I took a short here in paper trading. I said if I had taken this, put a stop there, 1 to 1 would have been fine. No, no, I would have been stopped out. There was a trade here I took that I said, oh yeah, no, I wouldn't have been. I would have been fine. Yeah, so short below that bear bar, stop here, and this was a good. This would have been a good entry, good exit. Um, yeah, so this was, and I think that's what's probably happening because this is a 50% pullback of this. So if we measure 50% of this rally, as you can see, it's formed support over there. And that's something I've noticed now, that 50% tends to form some sort of support, which kind of makes sense when you have a bull surprise. You have three bull bars closing on their highs. Chances are you're going to get a second leg up, and you have that. Now I've mentioned that in my OneNote notes. Oops, no. I mentioned things like that: 50% expectable, three bull bars, big bodies, bull surprise, expect a second leg up, and here we did have the second leg up. This is a range I have been known to lose a lot of money in, so I've just written here: tight range, do not trade. A 40, yeah, and then we had this nice. Oh yeah, that's something I haven't actually looked at. So here we had a measured move. I think all the way from here to here. Yeah, which was the size of the bar, the close of the bar was there to there. So this would have been a really, I said, short below this, three bear bars, closing on their lows, great short below here, from this. And this is because I see the Globex. And I notice sometimes I need to see the Globex because here it's not very clear. I mean, yes, we have a gap down below the moving average, three bear bars, so we're coming down. But the moment we had this bull bar, we're looking for a wedge bottom, so we formed a wedge here. This is a good long, and obviously this would be a really good long if you're going for a 1 to 1. I think 1 to 1 would have been, if we were doing this above here. Oh boy, look at that. It was a measured move, and that would have been a 1 to 1 target everyone had gone to, which also tested this area too, which is what we're expecting. I also noted that, I should put this on the web somewhere, I said that this high, chances are we were going to test the lower bar number 1. So this is the lower bar number 1. Because the last pullback, this was tested here. So it closed that gap, so chances are we're going to do the same. At least that's where I saw it. Okay, then what else again? There was a nice triangle over here I just noticed. Maybe at least this with the high inside bar. So you could definitely go long here for a really quick scalp, really good risk reward as well. Putting your stop here and taking that up, definitely 1 to 1, possibly 1 to 2. Really, really good risk reward. These are things I really want to learn to see quickly and better. This is interesting, this part here. Having this and taking this long would have been good as well because there's a double bottom off the Globex low. And I've also noticed now the Globex low is actually as relevant. I wasn't sure why we would ignore the Globex chart when this Globex low also affects things, but now I see why we need to have the Globex low in there because it's part of what's causing this gap and it is relevant. It's not that it's not relevant. I used to think it wasn't relevant, but it is relevant. Um, yeah, so this would have been a good buy. Really nice bull bar, and then another bull bar, and a series of bull bars. So this could be regarded as a bull surprise in my opinion. So we should get a second leg up. Again, 50% pullback on this. This is probably the second leg from that. But of course, this is just the second leg of that. So this is just that. But then a nice double bottom from FOMC here, testing the low of day. And then this. I remember watching this print. This went all the way up. Then it came down all the way down here. And then it went back up. This would have been a killer bar. This would have taken so many people out. And then this as well. Don't really like this bar because you can see it opened all the way up, came down and up. Not really cool. Things start to settle down here, especially when you're having decisions. Not cool. I mean, these are huge indecision bars. Yeah, this would have been cool. Even though I put this here, but you've got to trade so small. Yeah, you've got to really trade very small here because you're going to put your stop down here and at least go for 1 to 1, which would have been all the way up here. So 50%, not 50% pullback, but pullback to the moving average, a really good buy here. There's a 50% pullback. I guess you could buy the low of this bar, at least buy this low or buy this close, stop down here, and then just go for a quick scalp or at least a nice trend. This is a nice wedge top and a retracement down. What else again was also interesting? Small gap down. Oh yeah, I wrote down a small gap down means something has changed and therefore a trend is possible. So we may have a bear trend from the open because of a small gap down, a nice double top of the 20 EMA, which is why I would have gone short here. Not only that, because of this breakout. Normally whenever I have a breakout from the open, the stop is always so far away. I tend to just go for 1 to 1. At least that's the strategy. Yeah, so this is cool. I'm glad I was able to break things down even further because when I did this yesterday, I didn't really break it down. Actually, I still have yesterday's notes here. I wrote down a few things here. These are smaller ranges. Ranges are common in bigger trading ranges. Oh yeah, so the fact that we have these tight ranges happens in bigger ranges. But yeah, I didn't actually talk about each bar, what was happening in each bar, and why I would not take this trade on to. Oh, this is actually not a bad trade to short. I should have written this down. This could not be a bad trade to sell below this bar because we could probably come down here, and also because this is a big bar, nice tail here. Yeah, this is cool that I can see this now. Yeah, these are some things I need to go through this properly, but I'm seeing the need to really go. Al has a section of his notes where he breaks everything down, and I should really do the same. And I will add it into my notes. All right, so that's pretty much my day. I like that we tested the low of the Globex and we tested the high, and we're still in the trading range. I thought this would cause a bull trend to break the highs. If you notice, on here, we haven't actually broken the Globex highs here, and the Globex low was here. We're still in a trading range, so we're still in some sort of indecision. We may go higher tomorrow, God knows. Where are we right now? Yeah, see, I thought we were breaking high again. So this is the close here. We pull back, went high again, come down again. So we're still, and then we're going down again. So 1, 2, 3. Maybe this will come down here. God knows what will happen. and then possibly head up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But again, yeah, we're still in this trading range. Oh, what's happening? Expanding triangle. Again, if you look at it, 1, 2, 3. So it's an expanding triangle. So still indecision. If we're coming down, we should come back down here and test. But it's all good. All right, we'll see. Tomorrow I have a full trading day, so I'm looking forward to. Oh yeah, so this is another thing. I'm looking forward to just taking 3 or 4 trades max. I'm gonna split my risk for the day and try and trade accordingly to that. And if I can consistently do that, that would be what I will be doing moving forward. Because right now I just randomly take trades without putting things in any particular order. All right, till tomorrow.